I'm gonna wear glasses for this one because I need to see.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra and today I'm going to be doing a video about 32 things that I've learned in the last 32 years. I turned 32 last month, and with age, you learn quite a few things. I'm not saying that older people are wiser, because sometimes that's not always true. Let's get started because it's 32 things and I don't want to make this video crazy long for you guys. So number one for me is, if I wanted to get more, then I needed to get out of my comfort zone. And I was doing a lot of listening to like personal development, reading a lot of personal development, just taking in a lot of that. And just being in church too, our pastor would kind of tell us to get out of our comfort zone. And so with time, I came to actually agree with that, where I knew that I had to challenge myself if I wanted something better. For example, if I wanted better finances, then I needed to start doing things differently than I was before. And the things that I was doing before were things that were in my comfort zone. And number two, as you get older, stop caring about what people think about you. I know that back in like middle school, one of the things that was really important to me was to get best dressed in middle school, and I achieved it. And now, like, I don't really care, you know? I feel like, you know, you see a lot of older people, and a lot of older people just say whatever comes to mind or how they feel, because with age, I feel like you do stop caring because you just start really knowing what's important and what's not. So number three, I learned that I actually have something valuable to say. A lot of the times I would just be quiet, I would let other people speak up, and I felt like I just didn't have anything worth saying, but I do, you know. Sometimes I think about something and then I hear it said by somebody else. That started giving me the confidence in myself to say, hey, like, I need to speak up because some of the ideas that I'm having are actually really good ideas. Number four is, I learned to accept the person that I am, and how I am is how I'm meant to be. I fought a lot with my nature, with a lot of the person that I was and that I was becoming, because I thought that I was supposed to be someone different. And unfortunately, you know, you do see the type of woman in movies, or you think, oh, that's how I should be, that's how I should act. And I start picking up their quirks and piecing together a version of myself that I thought I should be, but I was leaving my authentic self aside. And so with time, I've learned to kind of shed all the fakeness and really just accept who I am, and I'm different. Number five, certain problems. I'm not talking about all problems. In the end, I think that some of the problems, some of the things that we worry about now are not going to matter in a few days, are not going to matter in a few months. And you know, sometimes to have anxiety about it, have fear, and want to hold on to something so much, so hard, and control it is really not worth it, because it's not going to matter, and all you're doing is just stressing yourself out over stuff that you don't have control over. Number six is priorities change. Like I was saying before, one of my priorities was to get dressed every single day and make myself look super good so that I could win best dressed. After that, in high school, and even after high school, it was like, you know, makeup and boys and, you know, dancing and being the best. And priorities have changed definitely with time, and I'm so grateful for that, because now for me, and I'm just speaking of for me, you know, makeup and the way that I look and how I act in boys, you know, I'm married now, so that doesn't even matter, but all that stuff to me was just so superficial. It was trying to fill a void in my life, in my heart, that I didn't even know I had. And that's just for me. If you're into makeup, I like makeup too. I just don't prioritize it. I don't spend my money on it. It's not a priority. I spend my time and my money on other things because my priorities have changed, especially with becoming a wife and having a kid. Number seven is, less means more to me. I didn't realize that I was a minimalist until the whole minimalist movement really came out and everybody started jumping on that bandwagon. If there's only two people living here, like, I only want to have 2 forks, 2 knives, you know, 2 plates, 2 cups. Like, that's just, for me, like, just having less just makes me feel like I have enough of something, and I am not looking through and rummaging through a bunch of things to find the one thing that I need. And then having less of something makes me appreciate what I actually have. Number 8 is I'm more aware of myself. Number 9 to me is family matters most. You know, my family comes first. My husband, my daughter, you know, us, that's our first circle, and those are the people that matter most. And then outside, of course, my mom and my sister, and then it's everybody else. Number 10 is practice what you preach. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to practice it myself, and that's why these 32 things are things I have learned, things that I have gone through, not just me spilling out, telling you guys what to do when I haven't even done it myself. Number 11 is I can really change if I want to. It's your choice. It's your life. And if you really want to change, you can. The number 12 thing that I learned is that it really does matter who I hang out with. When I was nice, it's because I was hanging out with nice people. And when I was mean, it's because I was hanging out with mean girls. Just check yourself, check your emotions, check the way that you're thinking. If you're being a pessimist, if you're having anxiety and fear, then maybe you need to start considering who your friends are. Number 13 thing I learned is that I'm very selective with what I consume. Why are you looking at this girl if she is making you feel insecure about yourself? Follow people that are sharing the word and the good message, and that are sharing empowerment, or women entrepreneurs who are showing how to get things done. So I started deleting a bunch of accounts, looked at my values, and I said, okay, I want to be healthy, I want to be sure of myself, I want to feel empowered. Started following different accounts. I changed my mentality. I started reading different. I started watching different shows and watching different YouTube videos and about the stuff that I really wanted to improve in my life. Number 14 is health affects everything. If I'm healthy, then I'm going to be a good mom. I'm going to have the energy to play with my daughter. I'm going to have the energy to be with my husband and have a conversation with him and go out, and I'm going to be healthy enough to actually do the thing. If you don't have your health, that affects everything. The way you think, the way you feel. Number 15 is I've realized in these last 32 years that I'm a helper and I'm a nurturer, and that makes me happy. So I should nurture and I should help. Number 16 is working out really does make you feel better. Even if I only move for about 10 minutes a day, I can totally tell the difference. Number 17 is it's okay to still be a kid at heart. A lot of us try to be adults and act like adults, but in the end, jumping on the bed with my daughter is so much fun, and then just being a goofball. It's okay not to be mature all the time. Number 18 is I am definitely turning into a hippie as I get older. I'm like recycling the jars and reusing them, and I'm such a tree hugger and recycle. Never liked the idea of owning a home because I didn't want to be tied down. Just want to move around and travel and camp out at the beach and, you know, wear my hair naturally and not have to wear deodorant or a bra. Like, you know, I don't know where that comes from, but I've totally realized that in these last few years, in the last 32 years, I've kind of made the switch from consumer, latest trends and all that stuff, to a more like natural, I guess, hippie-like mentality. Number 19 is setting boundaries is very important. That's with your family, with your friends, with your spouse, with your kids. Yeah, sometimes when those boundaries get overstepped, then that's when things can get a little bit difficult. So it's just important to know what your values are and set boundaries with the people you are surrounded by. Number 20 is all of our insecurities and all of our whatever stuff that we're carrying, baggage, really I think starts off with when you're a kid. Like, I had this conversation with my husband about a certain way that I am, and like I can trace it back all the way to when I was young. Number 21 is I don't remember the material things, but I can definitely remember moments and feelings. I've come to realize that material things don't really matter. I don't necessarily remember the gifts that my mom would give me in Christmas. I remember from Christmas, I remember getting up and being excited, and you know, like all the moms talking and the food, and then just being with the cousins and playing around and opening the presents, but I don't actually remember the presents. Things are not going to matter in the long run. It's going to be the moments and the feelings that do, and I've learned that, and I've definitely changed some things since learning that. about myself. And number 22 is I've learned that money does matter. Money gives you freedom. It gives you peace because you don't have to worry about if you're going to have enough money to eat tomorrow or if you're going to have money to pay your rent. I'm not saying love money, but I'm saying you come to realize that money does matter. And you can disagree with me, but these are the things that I have learned, and I've learned that money matters. Number 23 is how you think attracts more of what you get. All right, now I gotta hurry up because my battery is dying. Number 24 is take lots of photos and lots of videos because you are going to forget the moment. So if you feel in that moment like it's something you really, really want to cherish and you want to remember this moment forever, the only way to be able to visit that moment again is to take photos or take pictures. Number 25 is being nice always wins. Number 26, so I've learned to always empathize with the other side of the story or with the other person. If someone's telling me a story, I always try to look at both sides, and that's something that I never used to do before. It was something that I always used to be like so anxious to say something, say my opinion, and we as humans always want to speak more than we want to listen, but we don't know why people do things. Every head is its own world, and so it's always good to try to understand the other side of a situation, of a story. It opens up your mind, but it's also a good way for you to kind of check yourself before you say something that you're going to regret. Number 27 is to get to know the person that I least like. I feel like if you can't stand that person or if you don't like them, then there's probably something that they are doing or that they have that is something that is lacking within me. I have done this. It's kind of nice to get to know them and learn from them, and I think that that's a sign of maturity on my part, because I don't think that a lot of people would take and get to know the person that they really feel negative feelings about. And I think that's something that we have to overcome, because there's something good at the end of that effort that you have made. Number 28 is organization equals a clear mind and clutterness equals anxiety. I have noticed that if I have clutter, it kind of blocks the way that I think, and I can't think about anything else but tackling the clutter. Less things make me feel at peace, make me feel like I have a clear mind and I can think better with, just everything in its place. Number 29 is that fear is the root of everything. I have always wanted to do certain things like videos, and I kind of worked backwards, and I was like, okay, what is really stopping me from making these videos? And it was fear. It was fear of being rejected. It was fear of not getting enough people to follow me. It was fear of people trolling me on the internet. Fear of what if I get to my goal weight and I don't feel good enough. There's all these what ifs, and if you think about something that you haven't done and why you haven't done it, I'm pretty sure you can work backwards, and the root of it is fear. I don't want my daughter to grow up with that fear, and I know that fear is a human emotion, but I really want to model to her that if you fear something, that's the thing that you should do. You shouldn't run away from it. Our mind is trying to protect us and keep us safe, and usually fear is something that you should walk through, and I really want to model that for her, and that's why I decided to, hey, I'm here, I'm sitting in front of a camera and sharing my opinion with you guys and making these videos week by week and really committing to tackling and overcoming the fear. Number 30 is it's all in your head. People don't want to wear the same shirt or the same outfit and in pictures because, oh my gosh, like I've already used that outfit. Nobody cares. Really, nobody cares. It's all in your head. You are putting these limitations on yourself. Number 31 is to have the hard conversations. They are hard for a reason, but once you get through them, if they turn out good or if they turn out bad, it's not something that you're holding on to anymore. I've had hard conversations. I've had them with my mom, and things didn't turn out the best way, but in the end, they were conversations that needed to be had, and we are better for it. That's all I can say. Finally, number 32 is God first. God first in everything, and I can't tell you guys enough, and I know that some people don't believe in God. For me, my journey and my growth in my faith really grew when I went to a Christian church, and my husband and our marriage really changed. It became better, and ultimately a lot of the baggage that I was hanging on to, a lot of the hurt, a lot of the pain, a lot of the insecurities really slowly went away. When we put God first, we notice that it makes a very big difference in whatever it is, whether it's our finances, our relationship, our parenting, whatever it is. When we put God first, everything changes. And that's what I learned in these last 32 years, is that everything with God in the middle is a lot easier to tackle, is a lot better. Even in this moment in time when there's a lot of fear and anxiety, I think that this is when we're tested. I'm just really grateful that we have put God in the center of our lives, because it's made a big difference. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys, have learned some of these things throughout your years. Obviously, this isn't all the things that I have learned in the last 32 years. It's just the ones that came to mind when I was putting my list together. And if you guys have anything that you want to share that you have learned in the last few years of your life, please go ahead and share it down below in the comments. And if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!